Hello and welcome to Medical Equipment Support Access, the computerized maintenance manager software program that is Microsoft Access based for biomeds, independent biomeds, plant operations of small to medium-sized facilities. The website equipmentfiles.com contains the information regarding the capabilities of the program. You can take a look at it. If you have any questions, you can send us a contact request through the contact page, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. There are other videos that discuss regarding the newer program that is under beta testing that we are migrating all our clients over. This equipmentfiles.com link, you can't miss it in the center. Also the link in the center. What we're going to be talking about today is the Access version that was in use for like 10 to 15 years. Some people prefer to use this version because they have greater access to the program because they can download it to their own server and perform maintenance on the files at that point. We'll click in, it brings you to the login page, brings you to the main title page. There's a security image here. You have the ability for looking at your equipment inventory, forms and manuals, options within the program, to make sales orders off of your equipment, to listing and viewing of your test equipment, which is a new requirement by Joint Commission that you track your test equipment that you're using on your patient care equipment in case anything goes wrong. You can find it quickly. And then of course the work order table. On the equipment inventory, we're going to click on view the inventory. The secondary screens are dialog screens primarily, and you can view up the top of all of these. You can click view all to view everything without any sorting or filtering. Down here, any information that you enter down here, you can filter the information. In this case, we're going to say we want to view all the records, so we're just going to say view, and it'll list them all. You can press the view up on top or in the view on the bottom. This is a standard equipment listing. Description, manufacturer, model, serial, typical information, location, status, inspection type, the category of the equipment, because you can have plant operations equipment in here as well. Because some smaller facilities, the biomeds and plant operations are in the same department, and then inspection months. Over here on the side, we have links. The equipment control numbers are unique identifiers of that device. You can click it and actually pull up the information regarding the equipment. Okay, you can see all the specifics of the equipment here. You can see the inspection procedure. You can add a new type of inspection procedure. You have the ability to upload files, any notes, and then any tracking information here regarding changes to this record. You can do a print view. We'll go to a print view, and this is what it looks like, print view, and then you could use your browser keys to print this out. It also has work orders. Up here you have a tab of work orders. Whether you're in the edit view or the print view, which we are now, you can click it on and it'll list all the work orders associated with this device. Nice, easy to read table. Has all the information that you need across the top. Again, you could sort it by any way you like. We're going to sort it by date. We're going to go down to the bottom and pick the latest work order. Click on that because it is linked, and it pulls up that specific work order. It tells us that the unit was removed from service. Again, to print this information out, you would use your browser keys because of whether you're using Google Chrome or Internet Explorer. Their keys are slightly a little bit different. You can also go directly back to the equipment by clicking the work order here, any one of them. Okay, or by closing out here. We'll close this out, we'll go back again. Of course, you can just press main menu. So you can also print this table out to Excel spreadsheet. Nice and handy, actually. Reports. You have ability to reports. Okay, here we have a couple of report formats listed. If you need additional reports, just let us know and we can have them created. There might be a charge depending on the complexity of what your request is. Equipment inventory, we'll click on that. Another confirmation dialog box sometimes comes up. We are going to sort this one. We're going to say give us all our Baxter stuff. Okay, so this is all the Baxter information. Again, you can go to the individual files and click it and print it out. Okay, you can export it to PDF and you can export it to a spreadsheet. We're going to export to a PDF. Comes up reasonably quick depending upon how much information you request. Pretty nice and simple. And then you can print this out. You can download it. You can change the orientation. We'll close this out. We'll go back to the main menu. You also have the ability to import. Import's a little bit trickier than adding one by one. This, you would click here and you would import your files in a spreadsheet form that they give you an example of, and then you would save it as CSV, and then you would go down here, choose file, and you would upload the file that you just created, and you can that way add multiple devices all at one time. And the new button here, this would be just adding a new device, one by one, which has a little bit greater control. If someone's not used to doing a global import, then this is certainly the way to go. Forms and manuals. This is what we refer to as a document dumpster. Whatever your biomed or maintenance guy puts in here, usually typically it's policy procedures, calibration certificates, job descriptions of the people working in your equipment. In this case, we'll pull up by clicking view. This is a Joint Commission proposal regarding alarm management. This is something that people need to have their own policy and address. We'll go back to main menu. Options. Options here, you have the ability to change your color and your company photo. I'm kind of partial to blue. That's why I chose this color for me. Everybody that logs in can choose their own color. Sales orders. Okay, these are sales order reports. These are typically reports that can be made by your staff. If your staff has made any orders, this will certainly pull up any reports associated with that. Test equipment. You can view your test equipment. And in this case, same scenario here, we'll say view all. And this is the list of test equipment that we've used over the years. We will choose one that's active. This digital pressure meter. And it pulls up the information here, and then down below here you see the certificates. This is kind of what's important regarding this. You can click it, it's just another, and then here's the certificate. And we'll close it out, and that's certainly available for to give who's ever the accreditor, the accreditation people inspecting you. We'll close it out. We'll go back to the main menu. You can also do a report. This report here is test equipment used on the equipment. In this case, say we wanted a specific device. If they wanted to, let's see, we're gonna list the devices. Okay, we'll check this, and then when you fill out this information and you press report, it'll actually see if there's any matching records. In this case, there was nothing that test device was used on. We'll close out. Work orders. This is the second most important table, the first one being an inventory. This information needs to be correct as much as possible so that you can do this. The work orders are generated either manually or automatically when there are routine PMs, which is created by or set up by the technician manager. Okay, so work orders. To create a new work order. This is a standard form for creating a work order. You have the ability for a service call, checking equipment, or for repair. You can actually select the equipment specifically. And it's not really even necessary to do that. You can come up here and just say that you have an undefined service call. Inspection type won't pertain to this. And then you would say, in this case, I'm going to say testing. Okay, and then you would say save. And service cannot be left blank. I need to say check in equipment, and let's see, save. Okay, so the info has been saved. Okay, and the technician actually will be paged at this point. View. You can view your work orders. You can see all your work orders, which is probably several thousand. So you would probably more likely want to set it up to sort for open dates, closed dates, all these parameters here. Pretty much you can select specifically by control number, test equipment control number. You have all this information that you can print out. We're going to do for instructional purposes, we will do like January inspections. Let's see what's up with that. Okay, so this lists all the January inspections. It looks like there's 55 total. And so this is the typical standard format of work orders that you can see here. Of course, you can go directly to the equipment number and you can edit it, same as I showed before. Going to go back to the main menu. We're going to go back into that same file. Could have just pressed close, but instead I pressed main menu, which took me all the way back. Okay, you can also press directly onto the work order. Gives you the work order, and you can close it out. Okay, so pretty standard with the same concept as the inventory table. You have all this information here. You can sort each file, each column. You can pull up the work order. And we're going to close this out. Back to the secondary dialog screen. And now we're going to go into reports. We have several reports here. You have service summary reports. We'll click on service summary reports. This is something that was that we can use for environment of care meetings. I'm going to put again January. I'm going to pick on January. Okay, so this is a standard report here. This information across the top is the heading of the device, the dates, okay, the statement of intent of what this letter is for, any electrical standards or standards that you're currently using, and then the summary based on the work orders for that month. So apparently there were 54 units inspected for that month, given that time period. The 48 passed, 2 were unable to locate, and 4 were removed from service, giving a completion rate of 96%. The service agreement for non-life support equipment is typically 90%. And then down here is a fault code listing to track for traceability, to see what is going on with the equipment. If you have a high number of failure rates, then this information is very useful in the way that how much you want to allocate for repairs or in next year's evaluation of equipment for purchase. You can export to PDF, and this you can certainly print out and bring to a safety committee meeting. You can also print your logo up there. So same kind of concept. We'll close this out. What we're also going to do is we'll go to the service summary detail report. This is used in conjunction with that report. This is a detailed line-by-line item of the previous report that we just showed you regarding that it was a summary, and this is a detailed report. Again, all the devices that were tested in that month, as you can see, and then it's separated, unable to locate, removed from service. So RMS, UTL, NPF means no problem found, so they basically all passed. As you can see, passed. You can highlight the work orders, and in this case we're going to export to PDF again, because typically this is the type of report that you want to print out. You can also sort it by department. In the dialog box you can choose it for department. Pretty self-explanatory. Nice little report. We'll close this out. You have other options too. You have on like equipment inventory, unable to locate. We'll do that real quick. Let's see. Typically the dates will stay in here once they're set, because it's assuming that you're printing out multiple reports for the safety committee meeting. You have this one here. This tells us what we couldn't find. That would be given to the departments, and hopefully, even though I know the nurses are busy, they should be able to locate the equipment because they're the ones that have the hands-on. with this device. Visiting biomeds, checking through closets and stuff like that kind of makes the nurses a little cautious. Better to ask. And also that way you don't need to explain biomeds why you didn't find the equipment or didn't ask. We'll close it out. And there are other reports, but we won't go into them on the issue of time. You can print out individual reports one page at a time. You can by the service, by the equipment, by the client, if you have more than one client or more than one department. That brings us back to the logout screen. That is the tutorial for the equipment access support.